All right, boys and girls, we are back. Let's talk today about the current entry list for the 2024 Knoxville Nationals, which is, I don't have a watch or anything to look at right now, but about less than a month away from getting underway over there in Knoxville, Iowa, the biggest race of the season in all of sprint car racing, the best purse, the most prestigious race of them all, the granddaddy of them all, and the entries have been flowing in. And I think what I'm going to start doing is starting to, every time they update the list, is making a video about it, no matter if it's 4 cars, 20 cars, it doesn't matter. I'm going to start updating this entry list each and every day. Now, when I make the next video, I'm not going to have all of these guys that are already on the list. I'm just going to add to the, make a whole new whiteboard with just the new entries on it. So some videos, they could be 2 minutes long. Some of them, like this one, will probably be more like 8 to 10 minutes long. Just going through each and every driver, not really going into too much detail about them, but kind of talking about what they've done in the past at Knoxville, maybe a little bit, and their status going in. Now, speaking of the status, what I mean by that is that this key down here on the very bottom right of the screen, the green writing, that means that they are a Rookie of the Year contender at the Knoxville Nationals. And if you're familiar with Knoxville Nationals, you know that the Rookie of the Year battle and that award is actually a pretty prestigious thing. There's been a lot of really, really good drivers that have won the Rookie of the Year in the past and have gone on to great things in sprint car racing and have won the Knoxville Nationals in the past, even after winning that Rookie of the Year award. The red writing is guys that have been to the Knoxville Nationals before, but have never been able to make a feature event on the Saturday night portion of the event. And the black writing is former Knoxville National feature starters. And next to their name is how many features they've actually made during this race. So let's go into it here real quick. We've got Don Drow Jr. He is the first one on the list. I went through through numerical order for this. Unfortunately, I did not have enough room to go all the way down, so here towards the bottom, I had to start putting guys at the bottom of the first column there, ruining my numerical order. But Don Drow Jr. is first on the list. He will be back in the number 1 M car as we've seen him here in the last couple of years. He will be looking for his 6th ever Knoxville Nationals A main event appearance. Chase Randall, who made the Knoxville Nationals last year in his first ever attempt, he will be in the 2KS as we've seen him all year long. Tim Kading in the Lundstrom Motorsports number 3, looking for his 10th ever Knoxville Nationals main event appearance. Brock Zierfoss, who has had a pretty tough year on the Outlaw Tour. I think a Knoxville Nationals main event appearance would be a huge confidence booster to that team, and it would be the 3rd of his career. Jamie Ball, who has had a lot of success in the 360 Knoxville Nationals, and has not quite been able to break through for that first ever 410 Nationals main event. He is in the 4W, his family-owned car. Brandon Wimmer in the Team DGRD 6B. Wimmer looking for that 2nd ever A main event appearance at the Nationals. The last one was like 2010, I believe, for him. Tyler Courtney, who led laps during either last year or the year before Knoxville Nationals main event. He will be looking for his 3rd ever appearance as well. Jacob Hughes, he is the first rookie that we're talking about here on this board today in the 8W. Now, I don't know if Jacob Hughes has been running full-time at Knoxville. I'm pretty darn sure he's been running full-time at Huset's and maybe making scattered starts at Knoxville, but he's the first Rookie of the Year contender on the board that we've talked about so far. Matt Jewell in the 09, his family-owned car, looking for his 3rd ever appearance, as is Casey Kane in the number 9 car, his own KKR entry. Danny Dietrich, who was not, if I'm not mistaken, was not at the Knoxville Nationals last year, but he is coming back in his own in the Gary Coffin Racing 48 car. He is also looking for that 3rd ever main event appearance. Now, 2 guys that have never made the Knoxville Nationals feature, but have been there a couple of times. The 53, the Australian Jesse Adard, and the 73 car Scotty Thiel from Sheboygan, Wisconsin. He is looking to make his first appearance in the feature as well. Now, moving into the middle column, Scott Boguski. Great story last year, able to make the feature out of the Friday night portion on Hard Knocks night last year. And that was a huge, huge deal for that Liebig Motorsports number 10 team. Boguski just picking up a win here recently in weekly competition there in Knoxville. And I really do think that these guys are going to go back-to-back and make the show again on Saturday. Maybe they will have to not do it on Hard Knocks night. They might be able to even do it on one of the prelim nights. Brian Paulus, who has been kind of out of the seat here a lot over the last couple of years. It kind of almost seemed like he was retired, but he has made a comeback to racing this year on a more consistent basis. He is looking for his 6th ever Knoxville Nationals appearance. Corey Day, he made the show last year in the Jason Myers Racing 14. And then, of course, the best of all time, Donnie Schatz, looking for his 25th A-main appearance at the Nationals and his 12th ever victory during this race. So obviously, Donnie Schatz, one of the favorites going into this event. Jack Potter, 15J car, one of those guys that's been there a couple times but never been able to make the feature. Joel Myers Jr., who out of the guys on this list for the Rookie of the Year contender, I believe it's going to be against him and one other guy. He'll be driving the Shitty Coolers Hayward Motorsports 19H, Hayward Motorsports 19H car. AJ Moeller, who's been a weekly competitor at Knoxville for the better part of 10 years, never been able to make the feature on Saturday. We'll see if this is the year for the number 20 car. Brian Brown, the 21. Could this finally be the year that he breaks through for that first ever Nationals win? This year, he has got one victory, just happened recently in Knoxville. If he can make the feature on this Saturday the Saturday portion of the Nationals in 2024, having a tough day here, guys. It would be his 14th appearance in the feature in that 21 car. Riley Goodnow and Garrett Williamson, two guys that are looking to make their first ever main event appearance. Garrett Williamson, out of those two guys, I think out of all the red guys on this board, I would say that Garrett Williamson is probably the guy that is going to make the show. He has the best chances to do it. He already got a Knoxville win this year. He's been relatively fast this year there as well. Got a podium finish with the Outlaws last year at Knoxville as well. I think Garrett Williamson is primed to make an appearance in the feature on Saturday night. Now, Brad Sweet, he is the next one we're talking about. He is a former winner of this race. If he could make the show, it would be his 12th ever A-main appearance. Kyle Larson, the defending champion of the Knoxville Nationals, looking for his 10th ever feature appearance in car number 57. Skylar G, been there a couple of times and never been able to make the show. It's been a tough go for Skylar G at Knoxville Raceway in the past. Not exactly a track that Skylar G goes to on a regular basis, or any track that he goes to on a regular basis is nothing like Knoxville Raceway. And so if Skylar G can make the show, that would be shocking, and it would be a huge deal for him and that team. Another rookie, as we move over to this side of the board, Devin Borden, who in my opinion, out of these four rookies we've got on the board so far, I think he is clear, clear and above the rest of them as the clear favorite for the Rookie of the Year as of right now, with 38 cars entered in the event. In the 23B car, he's just got way too much experience on the half miles over there in Pennsylvania, and I think that he's going to be the guy to beat as far as right now for the Knoxville Nationals Rookie of the Year. Ryan Roberts, the driver out of Nebraska, the 23R, looking for that first ever Knoxville feature appearance. Rico Abreu in 24, looking for appearance number 9 in the feature event. Carson McCarl, I think he is the next guy behind Garrett Williamson to potentially make the show for the first time in his career. He did get a win in weekly competition earlier this year at Knoxville, been a pretty solid year for that 27 car. Another 27, the 27B of Jake Buback. He will be there as well, looking to make his first ever A-main event appearance. Cap Henry, who, if you did not know, actually does have a Knoxville Nationals A-main appearance. Now, it was not in this car. I am very curious to see how this goes for Cap Henry. That 33W car, the Jeff Ward construction car, I don't know if it's ever been to Knoxville. I don't know how many half miles it's ever been on, to be quite honest with you. But that car has been extremely dangerous in Ohio this year. But I'm curious to see how it goes on a big racetrack like Knoxville. In my opinion, Cap Henry is a driver that is capable of making the Knoxville Nationals feature. But how will that car do? Do they have the engine to make it happen again? We'll have to wait and see. Jason Martin, who's done a lot of 410 racing this year, is looking for his second ever 410 appearance in the feature. Anthony Macri in 39M with 2 appearances prior to this year. I'm sure he's going to be a guy that, if you look at some of the guys on the board, you could say, okay, he's going to make it, he's going to make it, he's going to make it. Anthony Macri is going to be a guy that makes the show on Saturday night. I am pretty sure about that. Chris Martin in 44 has been running for a long time at the Nationals, has never really had the speed to make it into the feature on Saturday. Scotty Johnson, another one of the Rookie of the Year contenders for this race in the 44X, is going to be there as well. Blake Hahn in 52 has been pretty solid at the 360 Nationals in the past. He will be running the 360 Nationals again to try and get tuned up and get himself ready to go for the 410 Nationals. Another guy in that boat as well is Darren Pittman in the 69K, the Kreitz racing car. He has 18 career A-main event appearances in the Knoxville Nationals feature. And with how those guys have gone so far this year, especially with going to the 360 Nationals. I think that Darren Pittman could be a little bit of a sleeper here to not only make the show, but I think he could run top 10 at the Knoxville Nationals. They have been very, very good in limited appearances this year. And we know that Pittman, the curse of him at the Knoxville Nationals is there. It's just like him at the Williams Grove National Open. I don't think Darren Pittman is a guy that can win the Nationals by any means, but I think he could seriously contend for a top 10 finish at that race. That team, they've got the notebook figured out for him, and so he will try to make his 19th career a main event at the Knoxville Nationals. So 38 entries so far, and we expect that number to get over 100 or close to 100 by the time the race rolls around, and we will have you updated every single time they update the entry list on their website. Thank you guys so much for watching. We got racing tomorrow night with High Limit Racing at Portsmouth Raceway Park. We hope to see you there. If not, watch on Flow Racing. Thank you for the support of my channel. Hit subscribe, hit the like button, and comment down below. Who do you think? I want to hear your thoughts. Which of these rookies on this board right now, Jacob Hughes, Joel Myers, Devin Borden, or Scotty Johnson, who do you think is going to get the Rookie of the Year in 2024 at the Nationals? I want to hear your thoughts down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll talk to you again here soon.